Okay, so happy, very close to New Year. We got, what, one more day of 2023. Um, so, yeah, hopefully your year was good. Hopefully your next year will be better. Hey, so, here I am, getting ready to do a little bit of an update or a review, a little bit of a product review. Now, this review is on, I believe, if I remember what this is, which it should be, this is actually some replacement bits for. In fact, it may even be related to the minis I'm painting today, which are my Santa Claus and Krampus. Now, Santa Claus and Krampus. When I bought Krampus, I bought them from separate Etsy stores. But the Krampus came with a number of other parts. I ordered a lot of other minis. I'm sorry, the Santa Claus I did. And I asked for... I told them about the problems I had. Some of the minis had a variety of flaws. We'll just call them flaws. Like the axing that went on the back of Santa was kind of wonky. It doesn't really fit. And some of the other minis had like breaks or holes in them and other distorted bits and parts. And I told him about them, and he was more than happy to say, "Hey, I'm going to print you up some new parts and I'm going to send them to you." And I appreciate that. That's good customer service, and so hopefully these will come out a little bit better, and people will be. I can definitely update my review on his website, as well as I can get a better grasp with the customer service that these guys provide. So this company is. Did he give me a card? 'Cause I'll have to look to verify the one. I believe it was one of the more recent ones I did. It was. I will look them up here. It is. You gotta log in. I want to say, is it imprints? Nope. Frog Crossing. Yeah, it's probably Frog Crossing. Yep, Frog Crossing. Okay, so this is a Frog Crossing review update. So let's see how it goes. Our replacement parts review. And so I told him that this axe. Okay, so this weird axe thing. See, it has a little block on the back. Alexa, turn on dynamic duo. All right, so this axe here has this little block here, and you can see I think it's supposed to be Krampus's head. That's what I think that is. But in the axe, and it would go on the back of Santa here. Now, I have since filled in the hole, and I rebuilt this. I put some liquid green stuff around, and I actually rebuilt the trim so that it looks like it's all one piece now, and there's no more room for this guy. But part of the problem was when I got him was he's supposed to sit on Santa Claus like so, or like so, yeah, and it did not fit in that hole, and I was like, do I even want this? After time I started thinking I don't even want it. But it would sit in there weird, and I couldn't get it to go on. And I was like, nah, I don't want it. But I told him, I says, I need smaller ones to fit. So he actually printed me a bunch of them. I don't know why he printed so many of them. I just needed one that was a tiny bit smaller, but he gave me a bunch, and he actually told me he printed it in various sizes. I don't know why, probably because he could do it easily. He actually gave me a bunch. Look at this one. Look, he gave me a tiny little microscopic one. 3, 4, 5. He printed a ton of them. Okay, so this one was probably the one that would probably fit best. And that would have probably worked out great if I had kept the whole... look, look at that one. He went all nuts on that. I don't even know. Look at it. It's actually viewable. Heck, I might even use that on somebody. I have some miniature guys, like a 20 millimeter dude, who could probably lug this around. That would be pretty cool. I might actually use these on somebody. They could be, these could actually be good, what do you call it? You know, the little plastic pieces you just throw down for decorations. Put them on the ground. Just to have area decoration. So yeah, they actually came out pretty good too. We put them high resolution, so they're actually pretty good. So if I had to say anything just about these replacement bits, is they're really good. He gave me quite the variety. Like I said, I only needed one that was a little bit smaller, but he gave me, geez, he printed up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. Nine varieties. I think those will be like my. I might have to just start putting those on things and making them kind of a, I don't know, a signature piece for decorations. Have multiple guys with the Krampus head and axe on the ground or on them. Okay, so this one, oh nice. Okay, so this is good. I like this. Okay, so the deal with this horse, this is the horse. So these are supposed to be 28 millimeter scale. This horse is not 28 millimeter scale. What this is a horse that's 28 millimeters. And the difference is this is a 28 millimeter scale horse. As in, if you were a 28 millimeter sized human, this would be the size horse you're riding. So it's like this guy here, being about a 28 millimeter sized dragonborn. If he was riding something, he would ride this horse. You know, it's going to be taller than him. His legs would go down, but they're long enough that they'd be down about normal size. So this is the size of a 28 millimeter scale horse. This guy, as you can see, is not. So most characters, this would be like for a mini horse for like a halfling. This horse, look, way more. Now he's actually in the same scale. Now he's actually sitting up on his hind legs, but you can see definitely much closer. Now he's got the hole in his back for a character to sit on. Now granted, this character that's supposed to sit on him, no wait, is that the right one? No, wrong one. The character I have here he is, that's supposed to sit on him is obviously way too tiny. So he's got, and he'd be like a mini guy, but he's almost like a halfling. He's too small. So the scale on that doesn't match the scale of the figures, but it is like a smaller scale mini. Like I'd probably say like a 20 millimeter. Now this guy, I believe, is the guy that's supposed to be riding on him. Let's see how he came out. Gotta be careful though. I don't know what kind of. Oh, looks like there's more than one thing in here. To be honest, I think I like tissue paper as a padding better than bubble wrap. A lot of people like wrap things up massively in bubble wrap. Okay, so this guy, these are the wings to the horse. The horse has wings, by the way. Oh, this is gonna be a really cool horse. This is gonna be really super cool. All right, so that's how the wings go on. I won't be able to do anything with it until I actually glue it on, but you can see that's how it's gonna go. So it's a Pegasus flying demon skeletal horse. This is going to be really super cool. Now this guy's like a normal sized dude. He's not a giant. I don't think he might be, if he was standing up, maybe a little tall, but I don't think he's too bad. Besides, this is kind of a bad guy, so having a bad guy be bigger. I don't mind bad guys that are bigger. They're supposed to be more intimidating. I'm just worried that, look, his feet are really close, and I don't want to put too much pressure. I don't want to break his legs. Don't want to break his legs. I'm really a bit worried. Probably shouldn't glue it on yet, but anyway, that's how he's going to go on. But that's going to be a cool dude. That's going to be really cool. And because he's got a nice, his staff is nice. He printed it very nice. Detail. Let's pull out the old magnifying glass. I love to see the detail on these things. They print. This guy prints at pretty high resolution, so it's pretty safe. It's pretty good. All right, so yeah, very nice shield. Has the skeleton head on it. All the way down, you can see even the trim around the outside looks really good. No flaws at all in that. Let's see, we got his armor. Armor looks very smooth. One little piece of the supports, but that's okay. That's minor. Oh, one little problem. Look, his sword is totally broken off. I didn't even realize that this guy had a sword there, but come to think of it, this guy's sword is totally broken off there too. Look, he's got a sword that's supposed to be coming down off of his butt that sticks out off the side. And it's very clearly totally broken off here. This is a sword. I may have to just, in order for this to work, I'd probably have to cut that off. But no, this sword is totally broken off on both these guys. I don't know if it just doesn't print right. Are there a problem with the way that the printer works for those? But yeah, you can see that there's a little sword. That's the hilt, the top of a sword, and then the thing sticks out very clearly. That's what it's supposed to be here too, and it's supposed to be something that sticks out probably down to here or so, probably another ½ inch even. That's a large chunk of whatever just totally broken off, and it wasn't in the thing, so it's like it doesn't even come out of the printer. It's not even surviving the print process, it looks like. But other than that, armor looks good. Face looks good. The mask, very detailed. Oh yeah, this guy looks great other than that broken off sword. I wonder if I could find a sword piece that I could put on there to fix. And it's not that easy to cut off resin. So resin doesn't, like, you can't just get a razor in there and chop it. You can see, if I was to use this guy, it's got a lot of connection between the bottom and the bottom here. So cutting this off, I'd have to almost sand it off would be my best bet if I really wanted to get it off of there. So that's going to be problematic. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I don't know what this little design is here, what that is. It's coming off of the sword. This sword is supposed to be sticking out here. I don't know what this is, but it exists on both of them. There's this long something right there. I don't know what that is. But he's got the spurs there. That spur's a little warped, a little disfigured, but it's not unbearable. You could see how it's supposed to be like a star points all the way around. On this one, there's barely any star. It's kind of broken off. So is it a perfect print? Well, minus the sword and minus those, yeah, it's okay. But the details that did come through are very sharp, very, very clean. And I like the size. It's a very good size. It matches to the size of my characters a lot more. I mean, I'd say that if this guy stood up, he might be slightly taller than this guy, but he'd probably, his feet are kind of back, so he'd be flat. He'd stand up. Yeah, he'd probably be a couple inches taller, or, proportional inches, a millimeter or two taller than him, but not too bad. He's kind of a tall, lanky dude, but yeah, that works good. So pretty good, except for those broken parts. But otherwise, I do like I really like the way this horse came out. Looking at it in detail, I would say, man, look at those vicious teeth. It's got nice vicious teeth. I don't know if any of that's supposed to be supports. It almost looks like they're just back teeth. I can't tell, but it could just stay there. But he's got some supports to be knocked out back here. And they do tend to break off pretty easy. When supports are like hollow, I think. So they tend to break off pretty easy. I don't like breaking things off because I'm afraid I'll bump stuff with my knife and break other stuff off. But very nice detail on the overall. You can see it all the way up and down his skin. You can see the little ripples. The these little pointy things. The bigger ones, of course, are pretty good. Although this one looks like it might be a little broken off. I don't know why. Yeah, but the shape is consistent, so maybe it's not. It could just be just the normal. Because all the other ones have that same kind of square side, so they're not supposed to be pointy, I guess. Yeah, this guy's pretty good. So a little cleanup, but I don't mind little cleanup as long as it's not like so much that it's, you know, it's keeping me from using a piece, because it's sometimes you get cleanup that's in places that it's just like if you try to pop it off, and I've done it. Like I've had like there's a support against something that's really weak, so when you go to get the support off, it snaps the important part, like fingers and stuff. You don't want supports still there on fingers. You want people to remove that themselves so that if there's a problem, they can fix it. But if people are avoiding removing supports from fingers because they're afraid they're going to break it and they're going to leave that up to the customer to break it, that's not good customer service. Because nobody wants those weird supports, but also they don't want to have, you know, missing fingers because they had to remove the support. And some of these don't really cut off. It's really hard to remove some of them. They're either there or they break off. And just cleaning up the tongue here, getting a little bit of his tongue warts off. There's just supports, but support nubbins. Teeth all look really good. I think some of them have, it's like this one here, I'm pretty sure is a support. But getting some of these supports off of something like, especially where it's just pointy, is a pain. Because when you break off the support, it takes the point with it. But that's just the problem with the model, not the printer. There shouldn't be supports on pointy parts. At least I don't think so. That's a bad design. This guy has a little bit of cleanup, but no, I like this guy. I think if I had to give this guy a review, this horse, I'd probably give him an 8. Because he's completely there. I don't see any problems with him. If I had to give the rider score, I'd probably have to give him, well, that broken sword bit. Seems like it's a consistency problem, or a problem that could be in the mold itself, because it's happened off even the smaller one. The bigger one, I would have thought it wouldn't have had. You wouldn't have that as much, because when you print bigger, it's stronger, more stable. Probably couldn't give it more than a 7 because of that, and the spur. The spur that was broken on his ankle. But I would overall update the rating just because of the customer service. And they are nicer prints. They did come out good. All right. Don't know when he's going to get painted. I want to paint him, but I don't have an immediate plan for him, so he's going to have to wait until I can, get him on the docket. But he is done. He is ready to go, and I got my big monster wings for him. He's going to have some good looking wings. Got my boatload of spurs or spigots or whatever they call those tiny little things that you can get off of. I don't know. I'll put those in a baggie somewhere. All right. That said, that's the end of the review for Frog Crossings replacement piece update. And I will go through and I will update that at some point. And I'm going to sign off just shortly enough to restart.